A bit about money making methods, and this is one of my favorite methods out there for cash, because you can make up to 3-4 mil an hour. If you have ores, you can even go for about 7 hours straight without even banking. You just have to bring the necessary supplies. It's recommended you have at least level 85 Herblore. If you do not, you can still be here and make a lot of cash. However, you won't make as much kills in an hour as possible because you'll be healing more than you will be killing stuff. So it's gonna reduce your kills per hour just a few, under 150 to be honest, but you can average anywhere from 200 to 300 depending on which style of combat you do choose. And I prefer EOC because I can be able to adrenaline save between kills. You know, I can be able to get a lot more kills, even specs if possible. I'm not too worried about, you know, the monsters. Actually, you can actually heal yourself with Asylum or Guthic's Blessing. If you're bringing a shield, you can use Immortality just to get some more prayer or some more healing available to you. As you can see, I'm using Asylum right there, and that can just save you a lot of banking time, because then you don't really have to do a lot more. However, it is preferred to use legacy mode because of the amount of damage you do here at Frost's, and it's a lot of cash too. Now there's a guy here also. I'm splitting the room with him because he's new to doing Frosts, so I'm just letting him get some kills in. If I wanted to be an asshole, I would actually jump on some of his kills, which I really don't need because I'm already 293 bones up. I will price check for you 300 bones in one set, and you can see how much is possible. Now when you're fighting them and you see the blue ring or the blue ball around them, just try and walk away or click away. That's the fastest way to stop getting more and more damage to you. However, if you find yourself already attacking them, just attack another one that doesn't have it, and that way you can be able to save yourself time or use soul split on another one, and that will also help you out in the long run. As you can see, it is having a blue ring around it. I'm not really gonna bug about it. I'm just gonna walk around. If you make the Frost Dragon move, you can get back some kind of, it will reduce the amount of time the ring effect will work. So again guys, just come out here if you want. It's level 85 dungeon to access the dungeon. As you can see, I could have took his kill, but I really didn't want to because again, you can split the room with a few people. You can duel for about 5-6 hours, which would prevent both of you from getting crashed by other people if you choose to duel. Now some people don't prefer to duel, they prefer to solo. If you want to solo, use legacy. It will save you amount of time on a significant amount of time on the kills, because you'll be able to kill faster. But the only thing with legacy is if you don't have soul split or better, you're better off with EOC, and if you've ran out of prayer, you're better off with EOC. However, sharks do drop often from frosts, so you don't really have to worry a lot about food. You just have to worry more about the Dragonfire, because that can really do a lot of damage to you if you aren't prepared for it. Now I'm gonna price check 300 bones, and let's just see what we have already, and then you guys can also start. Alright, one bone right now is currently at 15k. They do vary sometimes. I usually sell at 17k, but as you can see, I've just made 4.6 mil, 4.7 mil if I round up, in about 2 hours and no, not 2 hours, 1 hour and 46 minutes. It's good cash, guys. If you want this, please come here. As you can see, I have used my master knockout aura, which does come in handy because you can get faster kills here without having to waste a lot more food. As you can see, that would have been a knockout. So what I'm gonna do when it is having the blue ring around it is just avoid it and then switch back to it as soon as I feel it's done. And there we go. And that's all you gotta do. Now my recommended pattern, if you're gonna solo an EOC, just go in a circle, preferably clockwise like this. On this side or this area, you go clockwise, because that way you can avoid the double spawn here, and you can get more kills on the southern end of the dungeon, and that would save you a lot more time. Now most guys just come here and it's good cash, you know. They come here and they last and they go around. They move around all over and it saves them a lot of time. However, if you have competition, just go in a clockwise motion. You will be able to get another one. As you can see, he just took one of mine. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna kill this guy. Then I can just all of a sudden tag him if I feel necessary. But I don't need that kill. And you can get other people to help you come and kill here, and then you can split. However, it's the preferred method here is solo, so you can be able to get a lot more kills. If you have overloads, they come in handy. Extremes are good as well, but overloads are the best because then you can switch from range to melee. With the range, I have averaged a lot more than melee because I can tag like 4 or 5 kills at once, and then I can use death swiftness and kill them all faster. Now, I do tell you not to come here without a prey pot, because you can use prey potions if you don't have the levels for super anti-fire. You can just pray mage throughout the dungeon, and that will save you a little bit more. However, if you do have the Dragonfire Shield, preferably for mage, because that will prevent you from getting damaged by mage, which would come in handy. Now you see I'm using my freedom and anticipation to save adrenaline. That comes in handy because then I can go straight to my thresholds without having to wait a few more seconds just to build up adrenaline. Alright guys, thank you. I am almost done with my 2-hour run of Vampirism, Aura, and Master Knockout. I will show you what is possible in 2 hours. If you're using range, this is the variable amount. As you can see, my aura is almost finished. I'm going to show you what the count is once I finish my aura, and that will be 2 hours of frost, so you also know, and that way you can be able to come here. Now I come here and I don't really lose any You can pick up the herbs. I don't lose any adrenaline. I lose maybe a little bit of... I don't lose food because I usually use my yak. If I'm not using my yak, then I'm probably going to be sitting here for a few more. And there we go. My aura has depleted. We have 342 bones. So I averaged about 171 kills per hour with my yak and without it. And if you do know, I used half of a yak and another full yak. As you can see, that's what happens when I don't click away. But then I click away and all of a sudden the damage stops. Alright, let me price check for you. This amount of bones. Here we go. So, oh man. Huh. Let me just grab that shark. Really don't feel like taking a lot more damage than I've already taken. Bring yourself some renewals and restores. However, if you really want to save your money, you can just teleport back to Port Serene Lodestone and then walk south towards the church. Use the altar and use the summoning obelisk and save yourself some money. I don't recommend it because then you'll be spending a lot more time than necessary just going back and forth. So yeah, that's all I gotta say, guys. Let me price check for you. So you can expect... Oh man, not again. I did drop a few bones, so I'm gonna add these into the mix. So you can expect this much amount in 2 hours. Alright. Hopefully no interruptions this time. Adrenaline save and price check. Here we go. You can expect 5.3 mil in 2 hours. If the frost bones are at 15.5k. If they are about 17 mil, you can expect about 7 mil per hour. You can expect to make that much. It's good cash. Again, I recommend it. So if Run Agent Run recommends anything, then you should try it. You see, I didn't beat him on that kill, so he's gonna get that kill. So you don't need to waste your time. At Frost, if you don't get the first hit, even if it's one measly point of Constitution, if you don't get that hit, then you're not gonna get the XP. It's pretty sad, but it's a good way to train, if you ask me. However, that does not work on God Wars or any other monsters except for Frost Dragons and all other dragons or Slayer monsters. Alright, guys, thank you again. And that's all I gotta say. Guys, this is the Port Serene church and summoning obelisk for anybody that is new to Frosts. All you have to do is, you can go over to QBD as well, but here's the summoning obelisk, and south of it is the church where you can use the altar. As you saw, my stats were both drained. Now you can bring super restores with you to Frosts. However, you don't need anything but prayer pots. And I usually bank at Lunars because of the efficiency it is to the bank, or how short the distance is. You can use Edgeville, you can use Falador, any bank will do, but I just prefer here. because then I can be able to access my stuff within a few seconds. Alright, again, guys, subscribe above, comment below. Guys, this is my armor guide part of the series for Frost Guide. What I'm gonna use is Superior Death Lotus. You can use Superior Tetsu, you can use Royal, you can use Bandos, you can use Full Armadillo, whichever you prefer, it doesn't matter. However, you just need armor to tank the magic. If you have a DPS or Dragonfire Shield, again, you can use that, but preferably use the Mage Shield. If you are going to melee, then you can use the melee shield, but that's not going to help anything. It's just going to minimize the amount of damage from certain attacks. Now, I want to talk about first, price check, what you can expect to make. If you have about 300 note papers, that's the average amount you need in 2 hours. So you'll make about 300 Frost Dragon Bones, which is a profit of 4 mil. If you spend 4 note paper at their current price at 2k each, if you buy 2.5k each, which would be 150 more than the price you see as seen here. All you would have to do is subtract 150 from 4 mil, which would give you about 3,850k. Now my gear is chaotics, and now I'm gonna show you the ammo that I do use. If recommended, use ascension bolts. However, the price to buy them and spend them will also take away from your amount made at Frost. So I try to use at least Royal because of the cost effectiveness. Backromels are self-made, so you're not losing anything with Backromels or Dragonbane bolts, unless you consider the feathers. That's all really there is to it. Dragonbane bolts actually hit better than Royal bolts if you have 90 plus range. If you don't, then these would actually hit more, and Ascension bolts hit more than all 3 combined because they have better effectiveness and accuracy, as you can see. Let me show you that. We have 864 damage, 768 from Royal, 720, and 576 from Dragonbane. However, Dragonbane it's like Pokemon almost. When you use it against the right enemy, it's super effective. Now I'm using dual chaotics. You can bring Royal crossbow so you can switch over to a melee or a maul substitute. And I'm using mercenary gloves. However, Colonelmancer gloves 10 give a ranged strength and magic bonus, which is helpful. And also Silverhawk boots. God, I can't get that right sometimes. Silverhawk boots give you an overall bonus of 6. If you do want to use the level 85 Glaciite boots, be my guest. And if you do want to use the level 85 gloves from Automatons, be my guest again. And also a Ring of Vigor will help you when you have done a ultimate and you want to recover as fast as possible. It's not recommended to bring an adrenaline pot. However, you can bring one. Also, Farsight Sniper is the best necklace to bring. If not, the the brawling necklace, the melee version. And you can use a Fury if you do plan to dual wield at Frost, however you don't need to. Again, 4 mil in 2 hours, 4 mil profit is not as bad as it seems. However, that's the average. You can do about 500 bones if you are soloing and it's efficient. Now, I use my Charming Imp and Spring Cleaner just to get rid of the Rune and Addy drops, and also to pick up charms. I use Super Prayers, I use Super Antes, and I use Overloads, Prayer Renewals. I don't bring restores, however you can, and as seen in the method before where I go to the Port Serene Church, you can use that method to restore your prayer and summoning, however it's not required. And on the video as well, you do see me without prayer and summoning, and I do bring 2 yaks at least just for 2 hours of keeping all the miscellaneous drops, so you can pick up as much bones as possible without having to restock or rebuild your adrenaline. That's the best method possible, and if possible, get at least 6 spaces available. If you can get 10 to 12, that's even better. And if you do want to use a minimal approach, you can just bring one of each potion that's seen here, and you can go for about 30 minutes and bank, 30 minutes, bank again. You can use a tort if you prefer that method. However, I prefer the method of using yaks and camping for about 2 hours of run, and that way I don't have to waste as much time. Now for auras, what I would recommend is bring yourself either Vampirism and Master Knockout or regular Knockout. If not those two, bring yourself Greater Reverence and Invigorate. Those are the only 2 I recommend. I do not recommend bringing Penance because Penance aura will be helpful. However, you can avoid the damage if you know what you're doing, as you will see in my video. I will show you, it will show you basically all the steps if you do mess up, if you don't mess up. Again, guys, this is a beginner guide. Please comment, let me know. Alright, thank you.